Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. Now today it's our Technique Tuesday catch-up video, and we've got a couple of new crafters, and they've messaged me and asked me if I can give just a quick overview of the acetate circle masks. So I thought I would today. So if you don't mind, that's what we're going to concentrate on today. Now, if you're a seasoned crafter, obviously you know all about these. So maybe it's a good time for us just to have a little bit of a chat and make yourself a brew, get yourself a cheeky biscuit. And yes, I know I keep being asked what a cheeky biscuit is. And you know what? It's for me, this is just for me, it's any biscuit or snack that I'm having when I'm in my craft room and nobody else is about. So it makes it cheeky. So I just feel like I'm being a bit naughty. So that's what it is. Can be anyone, depending on how I feel that day. So our acetate circle masks, I'm going to bring a piece of black card in because I just think it might help. In the packet, you get innies and outies. And that's, for me, that's the way I love to refer to them. A bit like tummy buttons. So we have 3 of what are the innies, and that's the round circles. And 2 where we actually we can use the edge, the square frame, and almost the circle. Now these aren't cut out together, they're manufactured separately. So don't, if this one doesn't fit inside this one, don't worry, they are separate items as it were. Because again, that's a question I keep being asked. But I love to use, I find them very useful, these as well as these. And you can use them together, separate. But one thing I will say for me, because they're see-through, because they're acetate, I easily lose them. So if you notice, I've got a little, what I do, and I've got one here to show you, and I'll get my bigger. What I like to do is get one of my Posca pens, give it a shake, and put a dot in the middle. And when, obviously that's dry, and Posca is an acrylic paint, so it's permanent when it's dry. And then it just means if I pop that down on my craft desk, I've more chance of finding it because of that. So I'm going to put these to one side now. And then what we'll do, I'll show you one of the first ways we can use them. And that is, we often refer to them, well I do, you know what I'm like, as moon masks. And that tends to be one of the main things we use them for. So here, I've got a design, look, I've created another one here to show you. It's just some ink blending. And you know I love my florals, but the difference, it just shows if we add the moon. So the best way I find to do that is just decide, and I think I'll put it there. Now, I'm not quite sure which ink to use. I've got a blue, the Blue Lagoon, and I've got the Midnight Blue. So for me, the best thing to do is start with the lighter colour, and for this, I'm going to use the smaller brushes. I love these. I'm going to take some ink from the lid. And again, a little tip, always start at the bottom, because when you first start, you've got the most ink on your brush and you might be a bit heavy-handed. And it's something that happens to a lot of us. We can end up putting too much ink on. And if you start at the top, it can almost be more obvious. But if you do that at the base, A, we've got a deeper colour here, so it won't show. But also, you can almost use it as shade. You can get away with it better. So I'll start at the bottom, look. Always go on your mask first, and then gently, gently. Just work your way round, and I'm just flicking out, picking up that bit of ink there that I put on the mask. And we'll just come round to the top, look. And sorry if there's a bit of shadow. When I'm recording this today, it's very dark, it's very wet outside. I've got my daylight lamp on, but it's very dark, so you might get a bit of shadow. So basically, work your way round, flicking outwards. Now, if I lift that off, look, you can see we've got a lovely, you can see where that design is. But here I could just do with it a bit darker. So what I'm actually going to do is I want a wee bit more just to blend it a little bit further out. So I'm sort of doing circular motions, and I'm working on that ink, I'm blending it. Can you see at the top, I didn't want a sort of definite circle, so just blend that ink out. But at the bottom, I'm actually going to bring in a bit of the darker colour, look. And again, just gently, gently on the mask first. I'm not going to go all the way around. I definitely want that contrast at the bottom. And there we go. Can you see that shows up? So that gives me, we'll pop the lids on. And again, always give, for me, the best thing to do is as soon as you've finished using your mask, give it a wipe on the cloth and pop it away. So that gives us that lovely, lovely moon. If you want to enhance it a little bit, the white, this is the pearl medium, the pan pastel, you can come in and just add a little bit of pan pastel look. And then I'm just going to smudge that with my finger. The smudging will help set it, but also for me, it just gives it a nicer look. So there, we've got that lovely, lovely glow, that reflection. So that's one way of using them, and that's to create the moon. Now, we can do very similar, but almost to highlight, spotlight. So if we created a design like this, and I'll specifically use this because this is the dinkles in the background, because often I get asked, do they work well on top of the dinkles? So let's come in now, and I'm just going to decide which size look. Do I want that or do... Yeah, actually, I think I will go for the bigger one. But again, have a look. And what I want to show you is that we can do the inner part as well. So I can come in, look, and actually think, well, do you know what? I want to create a design in there. So let me have a look. What colour? I'll see if my Sahara... I like the Sahara. So let's just see if that will show up. And I want to almost highlight this area. So if I come in with my Sahara, and again, I'm starting at the base. And I'm just going to come all the way around as I did. And then just blend. I'm going to pick some from the lid here because I want to blend it more. And your dinkles, they're highly pigmented, absolutely beautiful. But once they're dry, it just shows you can add more on top of this. So I can, and there we go. And that has spotlighted, but also should you want to create a sun, because obviously we've used it as a moon mask, you can create yourself a sun. And again, we've got so many different colours we can use. And it's just to show you that these products, there are so many things you can do with them. So that's created almost a sun, but also a spotlight on that area. Now, to show you a little bit more of a spotlight, I've got a design here, a lovely, clean and simple design, but I almost want to highlight the bird a little bit more. So let's just try the different sizes. And again, oh yeah, I like that size. So I think I'll come in with the blue atoll again. And I don't really want to go over the key, so let's just see. And again, always on the mask look. And maybe if I just start there and we work our way around the key. Now I've got very little ink, I want some more. So what I'll do is on the lid look and on the mask and then start at the base again. And I love this. This design is actually the stencil of the key and then the stamp of the key. And I love to use that combination. Look in your stash and have a look and see what stamps you've got that work well with your stencils. So again, it's gently tickle, just tickle. And also once you've gone round and almost done those outward strokes, I like to do a bit of a circle. I find it blends it more because I want this edge to almost go to an ombre to nothing. So I'm going to go back in now, just round this edge. I've got very little ink left on my brush look, but it will just fuzzy that edge and give me that bit of a sort of an ombre. So I will just give this a wipe. Good housekeeping, always wipe it. And if I bring that up to show you, so that for me now has put a lovely spotlight. So it could be the moon, but also the spotlight on my focal point. Like I say, so many different uses for them. And then the last one I want to show you is how to create something like this. Now, we have had videos on this before, but it brings it in just to remind you. And this technique works so well. And you can use so many different colours. So we can also use the inner one to give us an edge to create a wreath. You can either draw around it or you can put ink on. And I have done a video on that, which I'll list at the bottom. So for this, we'll use, now this is on, I know you're going to ask me, a 5.5 inch piece of square card, multifarious card, but you could do it on, say, 7 by 7 and actually ink on the edge and give yourself a panel, you know, a frame around. So again, that's another use. Honestly, when I started doing this video, I thought, I've got so many things to tell you. Larger brush for this, I find it better, in the lid, and I'm using Sahara. And I want my darker area to be here. So I'm going to start here, because obviously most ink, I'm still tickling, but I want it darker here. And then go round, as I've got less ink on, that'll give me a lovely lighter area. Back into the lid, gently, gently, flick to start off with, and then build it round. Now you could pop a stencil on here and stencil through, and that way you're using the mask and the stencil. Again, oh my goodness, so many combinations. But what I like to do is just bring in our little moon mask look and just pop it there. Little bit of ink off the lid, not a lot. I want the mere suggestion that the moon is over there. And there we go, look, when we take that off, we've got that lovely, lovely background. Again, give these a wipe. And then all you need to do on a piece of copy of paper, look, pop your template, draw around it, and you've got yourself a template now to pop that there. And we'll do a little bit of stamping, because I know we haven't done any stamping. We need to do some stamping, don't we? Now, let's have a look. And I think the colour that goes well with this is Golden Meadow. So we'll bring in our wild summer flowers. And we'll just pop that right over the moon there. Oh, lovely. Tell you what, let's just put the mere suggestion of a little one down there. And then I'll come in with the field grass again, just check that. Yeah, I like that. And I'm going to use black. And I love this combination. And we'll just do first generation. And again, for our new ladies, we're not re-inking, so we'll have less ink, so it'll be fainter look. So that's second generation. And we can come in again, third, so it's even fainter, fourth. And then let's just have a mere little, just little catch the edge there. Maybe just a couple of different way. We don't want it, these are field grass. They move, don't they? Oh, I nearly dropped my stamp on the block then on Eric's head. He's just had a walk, but he's wet, so he's fast asleep. And that is what we get. So again, that's all possible because of that lovely, lovely circle mask. So like I say, so many possibilities, from creating the moon, bit of a highlight. Let's bring in our finished one. This one I've added a sentiment, little bit of stickles. Oh, and I've added some Posca, and a little tip there, you can pop that back on if you only want the Posca in the middle. So again, you can mask off this area if you're somebody who's worried about marks. Oh, look, she says, as she adds some nice little yellow on there. So we'll pop that over there. Pop that one there. So like I say, so many possibilities. So I'm hoping that's helped. The main thing is, don't over ink it. Just be gentle and remember to tickle. So whether you're using a stencil or you're using the masks, it's really a tickle motion. But we have got so many things we can do. And I've got to be honest, my Christmas card this year, I've done this and created a beautiful vintage floral design in here. And that's my Christmas card. Lovely greeting. And you know what? I think it looks so classy. It's amazing. Different coloured ink you can use in here, and it gives it a whole different vibe. As I say, So many things, really. I could chat with you all day and show you different techniques. So using the innie bit or the outie bit, you've got so many things you can do. So I'm hoping that helps for the new ladies. Any questions, just either message me or add it on here and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So I'm hoping you've enjoyed that. I'm hoping you've had a nice brew, cheeky biscuit. I'd love to know what you had. So you take care. I'll see you in a couple of days. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.